going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, still here at Mountain View Cemetery in Oakland, California. I know I've done a few videos from this place, but it's just so massive and there's just so much to see that you know, I was able to film a bunch of videos up in here, and I'm still filming. You know, I'm on a different day, but I came back to film more. This cemetery was so stubborn throughout the pandemic about reopening, and now that it's open, I just had to make a mad dash for a couple days in a row and film some content before, who knows, before they even close this place back down. You never know. So I thought I'd get in here and check things out. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna walk the grounds, and we're gonna look at some of the interesting stuff on the grounds here. I've kind of highlighted certain things before, but now I'm just gonna walk the grounds and we're gonna check some stuff out. So let's go. This cemetery is just so beautiful. It's crazy. There's just a lot of unique monuments and, you know, stones and, you know, crypts, mausoleums. You know, there's just a bunch of unique stuff inside this cemetery. And I'm going to show you one that's super unique, super different, but super cool. So I'll show you when I get there. Look how green the grass is in this section. It's very well kept. Very, very nice. But what I'm going to show you here is this badass pyramid right here. Look at this. Like I said, a ton of unique stuff. It's got an Egyptian design. I'm going to show you some of the cool things, but we're going to get a good look at it from the front here. I know the sun is up in the sky a little bit. I don't know if it's messing things up here, but check it out. Gwin, G-W-I-N is the last name, but I don't see like the it's pretty high up there. It's kind of hard to get it all, but the little statues. And what's interesting about this, back wall, the second one down in the middle, William M. Gwin, first U.S. Senator from California, born October 9th, 1805, died September 3rd, 1885. This is just awesome. As you can see on the ground here, the ceiling is falling down up in here. But first U.S. Senator, William Gwin, William M. Gwin. And check out the ceiling here, if you can see it. Plaster or whatever that's coming down, that's insane. But this is beautiful, and he's got various members of his family inside here with him. Looks like two daughters, at least. It says daughter of Lucy Gwin on the bottom left, Lucy Gwin Coleman, daughter of William, and Caroline K. Gwin, daughter of William and Mary. William and Mary, where is Mary at? Mary is above William here. Hold on, let me get a better shot of it. William's right in the middle, and Mary is right above him. It's just, things are caving in. You know? This is old. This door is very interesting. I'm not sure if it's all wood. Could be wood, or it could just be, maybe it's actually, I think it's wood. It doesn't sound like it's metal. I don't know, it has metal inside. I mean, it's lasted very well. If it is actual wood, it's, you know, from 1800s. I mean, it's a good shape. And this ironwork here on the door, I mean, they don't make them like this anymore. This is an interesting monument right here. This is awesome. An it looks like an instrument up there, like a clarinet or a piccolo. That's in the stone there. Professor Hermann Hollow, a native of Hanover, Germany, died May 17th, 1886, aged 57 years, 10 months, and 9 days. We shall meet again. His wife, Christina Charlotte, a native of New York, died February 6, 1904, aged 77 years and 28 days. We rest together. It's interesting. Beautiful. I like the lettering and stuff. This stone looks awesome. Professor Hermann. Well. I found a little newspaper clipping on Professor Hermann Hollow. It says it's his obituary. Well-known musician dead. San Francisco, May 17th. He died in 1886. Hermann Hollow, a well-known musician and teacher of music, a member of the Musical Fund Society, died at his residence, 753 Howard Street, early this morning after an illness of 15 weeks. The deceased was born in 1828, lived in Georgia for a long time, coming from there to this state in 1868. So, he was a teacher of music. Of course, that would explain the instrument. I think it's a clarinet or a piccolo. It's kind of hard to make out. I'm not a real expert on instruments either, but that was all Professor Hermann, music teacher. And the story goes, I was looking up the history of this cemetery, and a man named Frederick Olmsted, I guess, designed this cemetery. Frederick Law Olmsted. He was a landscape architect who also designed New York City's Central Park and much of UC Berkeley and Stanford University. So Frederick Olmsted designed this cemetery and other various famous places. Very interesting. And this place was also established in 1863. Just thought I'd throw that out there also. We got some interesting little areas up on the hill here. I'm gonna walk over there and check them out. We got Paul Brayon here. He was a merchant, a prominent merchant of the firm Wheaton, Brayon and Company. Died of paralysis at his apartment in the Baldwin Hotel yesterday morning. He was, I guess, hit by a stroke 2 weeks ago. Since that time, the attending physicians had little hope of his ultimate recovery. Mr. Brayon was an active and successful merchant as a post trader at Fort Yuma and in general merchandise businesses on the frontier. He acquired considerable money about 8 years ago. Wow, and he died. He was born July 4th, 1842 and died 29th of November, 1896. Let's check this out. It's interesting, you can find like some certain things on people. This is awesome. Let's see here. Oh, this is a little wear and tear up in here, it looks like. And there's Paul there on the left. It's kind of hard to make out the rest of the people in here. There's just the last name of that. This one on the top one was Brayon, and then Paul Brayon Jr. I think Christine right here, I do believe that's his spouse. But this one has been here for a long time, you can tell. Let's go up higher up in the hills over here and check some things out. Now we're gonna get off the pavement here into the gravel. As I've said before, there's certain areas in this cemetery where it's paved and then there's just straight gravel that was never paved, I guess. Last name is Wenbon. This is beautiful. Kind of reminds me of a little chapel, the way this is constructed. Oh man, there's stuff growing up in here. That's, you can see it in here. Plant life. That's crazy. Simon is back wall bottom. Look, there's a Caroline. You got the spouse, and there's other various family members. I just cannot read the inscriptions. They're so old, and so like there's just all kinds of stuff going on in here, as you can see. Yeah, the only thing listed on Find a Grave here is a spouse Caroline, shepherd Wenbon, 1828 to 1917, a child Flora Wenbon Mills, 1850 to 1937, and it looks like Simon Wenbon was born 1824 and died March 4th, 1901, which, interesting, the birth, there's no number, like, it's just May of 1824, so I guess those records were probably lost somewhere. Beautiful, though. Let's walk around this thing, check it out. It takes up a lot of room here. A lot of grass around it, too. A lot of grass around this space. Here, where I guess this would be where Simon is and his wife. I think she's the one below him, so they would be back here. And there's a back window there. Very awesome. This beautiful one here is the Miller family. I mean, in this cemetery, there are a ton of well-to-do families, and you could tell the ones that were well-to-do by how they were cared for after death. This one is just huge. I looked up some names in here and I really couldn't find anything on anybody in here as far as maybe what they did or whatever, but you know, I could see names in here. David W. Miller. I looked up David. I didn't see anything on David, and there was a Edward H. Miller too. Maybe let me try again and see if I can try another one so I can find something out about somebody up in here. So Edward Miller here, he was the secretary of the Central Pacific Railroad Company, and he died at his residence on the corner of Grand Street and Encinal Avenue in Alameda. Ah, okay, gotcha. He was one of the incorporators of the Southern Pacific Railroad Company. He owned 10 shares in it and was a member of the board of directors. About 11 years ago, his kidneys troubled him slightly, and 4 years ago he had been growing gradually worse. Ah, so that's it. Edward Hunting Miller. So that is who Edward was, thanks to an obituary I found. Tell you what, this is very old, and I like this design. You know, I don't see stuff like this anymore either. You know, we don't see awesome constructed things like this, at least not in this. You know, you might see two of the bottom ones together side by side, but I've never seen one like on top. A lot of these older graves, you see the one on top and then the two on the bottom, kind of like a pyramid design shape. It's Huntington. Yeah, Marie Louise, 1873 to 1895. Laura Caroline, 1843 to 1925. And Frank Atwood, 1836 to 1925. This is just, I love this. This is cool. Oh. We have some friends over here sitting around on the grass. Hey! Uh-oh, they're getting up. They're getting all disturbed. Dietrich W. Barkhouse. I like this. I like this stone. I just like the way it looks. I don't know how well that comes out, but born December 6th, 1822, died December, whoa, born December 6th, 1822, and died December 6th, 1897. Talk about timing. Doris, his wife, born August 4th, 1825, died November 26th, 1897, natives of Germany. And I do believe that's in German. I do not speak German. If you guys can make that out, throw it out in the comment box below. But this, I just like this stone. Here's another one of those unique shaped ones. Frederick H. Dakin, 1855 to 1917. We got Robert Deacon, England, 1811, San Francisco, California, 1872. I don't know how well that's coming out, but interesting. Louisa, Montreal, 1818, and Berkeley, 1898. I like the way this is set up. Yeah, they really don't make them like this anymore. This one stone here. Black Panther stares at the setting sun as the valley darkness, so does he. He regards the silvering river run, returning to the ancient sea. Interesting. Dermid Victor Charles Camille. I don't know if there's a reflection on the stone, I know. But there's a panther, I guess. I gotta look this guy up and see if I can find something else out on him. Interesting, I've never heard of him, but Dermid Camille was born July 21st, 1945 in London, England, as Dermid Victor Charles Camille. He was an actor known for A French Mistress, 1960, The Magical World of Disney, 1954, and The Tales of Mystery, 1961. He died on February 27th, 2009 in Berkeley, California. So I've never heard of this gentleman, but he was obviously, or evidently, he was an actor. So there you go. And let me know in the comment box if you guys have seen any of those movies of his that I just read off. Look at this little path up here, up under the trees here. Wow. hidden within the trees. This wall's given away because of the tree. I guess the tree's grown too much. This tree has grown a lot, I'm sure, over the years. This wall is just breaking away because of it. I'm sure the cemetery is gonna have to do something about that, but I'm seeing more stones and graves up here. If you guys are still with me right now, thank you for hanging out. Because this is probably gonna be a two-parter, this video. Probably in a second part to this thing. Probably be too long for start to finish for the stuff I want to look at, for someone to sit down and watch this thing. Look at this one. This is awesome. Who is this? William A. Herrick, born June 11th, 1859, died March 28th, 1894, erected by the banks of San Francisco in token of respect and admiration for his manly virtues and courageous fidelity to official duty, for which he sacrificed his life. Well, this guy was an interesting character. Definitely. William A. Herrick was the only son in a large family. He and his 6 sisters were brought up in an artistic environment. They learned and loved music and painting. In spite of distinct inclination towards art, young Herrick entered upon a commercial life. He had an opportunity to get a position with a savings union, and by his fidelity and ability was promoted as time passed until he was appointed cashier at the branch, established for the convenience of depositors living in the southwestern part of the city. He was distinctly a religious man. He never married, and though 30 years of age, continued to live with his parents at the corner of 12th and Poplar Streets in Oakland, California. Here's a story. At 9:30, March 23rd, 1894, William Fredericks entered the branch of the San Francisco Savings Union at Fell and Market Street, on the ground floor of the Fairmont Hotel building. Without speaking, he handed William A. Herrick, the gentleman in this grave, a note threatening to blow up the building with nitroglycerin if he did not hand over money. Herrick silently handed the note back to the would-be bank robber. According to the newspaper report, Fredericks then stepped back, drew out a large pistol, and called out, "Stand back." He pulled the trigger, but the gun misfired. Herrick then pulled his own gun, and the two fired at each other. Herrick fell, and Fredericks fled. William Herrick was mortally wounded, and William Fredericks was caught after a chase through city streets involving firemen from the firehouse from across the bank by standers-by. This guy was a OG, man. He was working at a bank. Someone tried to hold him up, and he drew his pistol. I love that story. That is like some old school stuff. That's not going to happen nowadays. This little brick structure right here is very interesting. There are no names at all on the outside of this. I am not sure if the faceplates over the years have been replaced by cemetery workers. There's a bottom one right here. I don't even know. Actually, the top there is something, but it's etched so lightly and it's so old, it's hard to tell. The name is Mason. As you can see, the bottom one, like some bonehead broke it. But what is this? The casket? I don't think this is the casket though. That's wood. That is wood. So I guess that's maybe what they put the casket inside when they put it in. That's crazy. HEA. I don't know what that means. Wow. Let me see if I can find a little bit out on this family. Well, I looked it up on Find a Grave and whatnot. I don't have any first names to go by, but all the Masons that I've found so far in Find a Grave, and there's a lot of them. A lot of them. There's nothing that matches this brick structure. But I would assume that over the years, maybe the front plates were replaced, because there are no names, period, on it. It's just blank. But that's crazy how that wooden, that little container in there, that's exposed. It's right there. That's, wow. It's not even like stone, it's like wood in there. And they didn't, I guess back in the old days, didn't seal them up like they seal them up now, because they're right behind that faceplate right there. That's crazy. And we're gonna end it on that one. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm probably gonna continue on. I'm probably gonna do a part 2 to this video. We found some interesting stuff, found some interesting people, heard some interesting stories. Yeah, it was a good day. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and click that bell icon. Therefore, you can be notified of all of my future uploads. Fellow explorers, once again, it was a pleasure, and I'll talk to you soon.